Have you ever felt a pain you just couldn't explain? Fears, guilt, or recurring situations that don't seem to come from anything you've lived through. Sadhguru explains that karma isn't always yours. It's often passed down energetically from your ancestors. But the good news is, you can break that cycle. The pain you inherited doesn't have to stay with you. Sometimes you feel a deep sadness, a fear that doesn't even make sense in your story. Maybe what you're carrying didn't start with you. According to Sadhguru, karma isn't just individual, it's collective. And the first place this shows up is in your family. Through emotional patterns, behaviors, or even illnesses, you might be living out unresolved pain that your ancestors couldn't deal with. It's not about blaming your parents or grandparents. It's about understanding that family energy moves in invisible layers, often through silence. A grandmother who never cried, a father who never spoke about his pain. That silence becomes weight. And that weight travels through generations until someone wakes up and says, "It ends with me." That's the moment you stop being just an heir and become a healer. Realizing that the pain didn't start with you is freeing. It shows you that the heaviness you feel isn't who you are. But it also brings a sacred responsibility, not to pass it on. And that responsibility isn't a burden, it's a spiritual calling. You're not here to repeat your family's pain. You're here to transform it. Family karma doesn't always show up in words, it shows up in patterns. The same kind of relationships falling apart, generation after generation. Fears repeating in daughters and granddaughters. Men who disappear or stay silent. Sadhguru teaches that when a pattern is lived intensely and goes unresolved, it becomes vibrational memory, and that memory keeps moving forward. It's like a subtle magnetic field around the family. Nobody talks about it, but everyone feels it. There's a silent loyalty to pain. And often, the one who suffers the most is the most aware, because they came to break the cycle. That's why the pain feels heavier, not because you're weak, but because you're carrying more than your own weight. You're carrying what came before you. Spotting these patterns is the first step to breaking free. When you realize you're repeating something that's not yours, you create space to choose. And where there's choice, there's freedom. Family karma only continues until someone has the clarity to say, "I see it. I accept it, but I won't repeat it." That moment is the beginning of ancestral healing. Sometimes you don't choose this path, sometimes the pain chooses you. Sadhguru says some souls are born with higher awareness, specifically to clear the field they came into. That's why some people feel out of place in their families, as if they see what no one else does. It's not exclusion, it's insight. A silent calling to be the one who breaks the chain. That role usually comes with more pain, not as punishment, but as cleansing. Life pushes, tests, breaks illusion. You didn't come here to repeat, you came here to shift. And because of that, you feel more. You question more. You struggle more at first, but you heal much more in the end. Being the family's healer is like being the first to open a window in a house that's been closed for centuries. The light comes in through you. But first, you have to accept that mission not as a burden, but as a path of power. The healer isn't the strongest, they're the most sensitive. And in that sensitivity lies your real strength. While everyone else moves through life on autopilot, you're the one who stops, sees, and chooses differently. And it's in that choice that karma begins to dissolve. You don't need some mystical ritual to break family karma, you need presence. Sadhguru teaches that karma is action, and action can be changed. Which means, every day you get to choose a new way. That alone is a living ritual. When you respond with awareness instead of anger. When you offer compassion where there was rejection. You're already cleansing your family's energy. Still, there are practices that can help. Sitting in silence with ancestral pain. Honoring your parents, even with all their flaws. Writing letters you'll never send. Meditating with your heart and saying inside, I release this pain. I let it go. This reprograms the pattern. Because energy shifts through intention and action. And when that happens, your entire lineage feels it. You're not alone in this. As you heal, something heals behind you, and something opens ahead. Those who came before you are grateful, and those who come after will be too, because you were the link that chose to break the chain. And that's more than spirituality, it's energetic legacy. An invisible inheritance that only the conscious can leave behind. Breaking free from family karma doesn't mean rejecting your family or erasing their story. It means honoring what came before, without carrying the pain forward. Sadhguru teaches that gratitude isn't romanticizing ancestral suffering, it's recognizing that, despite their flaws, they brought you here. But now it's your turn to walk a different path with presence, lightness, and truth. That's what real ancestral freedom is, when you look back with respect, but move forward with autonomy. You honor their pain, but don't repeat it. You bless the story, but write your own. And in that quiet act of compassion and courage, you become a new beginning, a new root, a new cycle. And that echoes through time like collective liberation. Because the soul who breaks karma doesn't just free themselves, they free the whole lineage. And that's what makes your journey sacred. You are not the continuation of your family's pain. You are the start of their healing. And that healing begins with your choice not to repeat. You weren't just born to carry a name or a story. You came to end cycles no one else had the awareness to break. If it feels like that pain isn't yours, maybe it's been waiting for you to finally set it free. Watch now. Discover why you're suffering. Go beyond the intellect with Sadhguru. This video will help you learn how to turn your burden into light for your entire lineage. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and keep walking this path. You're not the end of a karma, you're the beginning of a new destiny.